Hello, this video will be covering the details about how to create a subsidiary in NetSuite. The specific topics discussed will include planning and understanding the meaning of a subsidiary, the path in NetSuite to set up a subsidiary, the setup form fields, especially mandatory ones, completion of the setup process, and editing an existing subsidiary record. Each subsidiary represents a separate company within your global organization. Subsidiaries can be international or domestic. When you create a subsidiary record in NetSuite, the country you define for its address determines the NetSuite edition and tax nexus associated with that subsidiary. Before you create subsidiary records in NetSuite, you should plan the structure of your organization's subsidiaries. Each subsidiary record created must have a parent. As you create subsidiaries, a hierarchical structure is automatically defined. Note that this hierarchy is very difficult to modify after it is defined. This visual representation can help you consider how you want to organize and consolidate data for both accounting and reporting purposes. Before you begin setting up subsidiaries for your OneWorld account, ensure you review the following help topics: understanding subsidiaries, understanding elimination, subsidiaries, planning your subsidiary hierarchy, understanding multiple currencies in OneWorld, understanding nexuses and taxes in OneWorld. After you have created and saved a subsidiary record, you can edit tax nexus and preferences on that record. Understanding subsidiaries, a NetSuite OneWorld account enables you to manage data for a hierarchical structure of separate legal entities or subsidiaries. The root subsidiary is the highest level subsidiary in your account, and all other subsidiaries are below it in the hierarchy. In addition to the subsidiaries representing your organization's separate legal entities, you must create elimination subsidiaries for use in balancing consolidated financials. Each OneWorld account transaction generally posts to a single subsidiary, with the exception of transactions between two subsidiaries. Note that license fees for subsidiaries do not include charges for elimination subsidiaries, and elimination subsidiaries do not count toward the maximum of 125 subsidiaries. Inactive subsidiaries also do not count towards the maximum. Assuming all the planning steps have been completed, let's get started with the process. First, log in to NetSuite. Once logged in, click on Setup tab, highlight Company, then Subsidiaries, and click New. Fill out the necessary fields, especially those with asterisks since they are required. We will cover the specific fields in the next slides. Enter the name assigned to this subsidiary account. In the Subsidiary of field, select the parent subsidiary of this new subsidiary record if applicable. If subsidiary is inactive checkbox is marked, you will be setting this subsidiary without any transaction. Always display subsidiary name checkbox, if marked, will no longer show the parent subsidiary. Subsidiary format, rather, the subsidiary name only. You may assign a logo to the subsidiary by clicking on the plus sign and choose the appropriate logo from the list. If a subsidiary has a website, you have the option to enter it here. Set both the fiscal calendar and tax fiscal calendar to standard fiscal calendar if both have the same fiscal ending period. Otherwise, select appropriate fiscal calendar year accordingly. Make sure to select the correct currency, and make sure to select the appropriate nexus as well. A nexus is a tax jurisdiction. Nexuses are part of the NetSuite Advanced Taxes feature, which is required for OneWorld. Each subsidiary must be associated with at least one nexus. The first nexus is automatically assigned to a subsidiary based on the country entered for the subsidiary's address. A subsidiary can have more than one nexus. A nexus and its related tax items can be shared by multiple subsidiaries. Set a fax number for this subsidiary, if any. The language field is one of the required fields. Select from the list the applicable languages for this subsidiary. Address field is where we will enter the address of this subsidiary, so click on the Edit link to fill out the entry fields. Once the required fields have been filled in, you can click Save to save the record, or you can click the arrow for other options. After you have saved a subsidiary record for the first time, you can edit most of the values you entered for it. Also, additional subtabs are available for you to do the following. 1. Define the subsidiary's address as it should appear on shipping labels. 2. Define the address that should appear as a return address. 3. Add or remove tax nexuses associated with the subsidiary. Set preferences for system email templates, date, time, phone number formats, time zone, default payable account, default advance account, check layout, and CSV files formatting. 4. Define alternate subsidiary names to display in other languages. And 5. View the date and time fields were modified and by whom. The following values cannot be edited after you have saved a subsidiary record: subsidiary of, elimination, currency, addition, and country. If you have not yet entered transactions for a subsidiary, you can change the base currency. To recap on how to edit an existing subsidiary: 1. Navigate to Setup, then Company, and click Subsidiaries. 2. Click Edit link next to the subsidiary to be edited. 3. Modify the subsidiary record. 4. Click Save to save the changes made. Thank you for watching our NetSuite videos. If you have further questions, please email netsuite@a2q2.com.